Welcome to Let's Get Tender, Money Conversations That Matter, a video podcast series with certified money coach Marlene Elizabeth, with amazing weekly guests who share their inner challenges, personal triumphs, and inside tips and strategies so you can prosper, lead, and love bravely in business and life. So get comfy and get ready to grow money wings.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Let's Get Tender, Money Conversations That Matter. I'm your host, Marlene Elizabeth. In this podcast series, I invite experts, influencers, and really amazing entrepreneurs who share their money story with me. So we have this wonderful opportunity to kind of peek into other people's experiences in the relationship to money so that we can gain some financial wisdom for our own business journey and also our financial journey. And so today I am so excited to welcome Miss Naomi Bareket to the show. Welcome, Naomi.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Nice to meet you all.
Yes, so excited. I can't wait for our viewers to get to learn a little bit more about you. And so before we get started, I would love to share a little bit about your story and your biography here. So Naomi Bareket has an MBA. She's a speaker and a dynamic seminar leader who uses modern techniques and special Kabbalistic studies to facilitate women to own their power and take charge of their minds so that they can create emotional freedom. Bareket is also the co-creator of the NeuroSUCCESSology, I hope I said that right, whereby she offers her broad experience in linguistics, timeline therapy, hypnosis, neuroscience, and the field of neuro-linguistic programming. She does all this to empower women to create lives of fulfillment. She's been certified by John Maxwell as a leadership coach. She's also a teacher, a trainer, a speaker, and she's also certified by the American Board of NLP to train and certify others as NLP practitioners and as master level NLP practitioners. She is the author of a book called The Deep Sea: How to See into Your Soul and Find Who You Are and Who You Want to Be. She loves to combine business with spiritual work, and she loves to work, therefore, with entrepreneurs. Naomi believes that when you live in alignment with your true self, you can fulfill your life's purpose and live a meaningful life. All right. Amen to all that, Naomi. So again, welcome to the show. And I just can't wait to dive into this conversation about money with you. So Naomi, what is your first memory of money?
Say, from the time we are little children, especially as girls, we the parents read us these books about Cinderella, who married this rich prince, this rich guy, right? And she lived happily ever after. So kind of like they let us kind of hint in us unconsciously that that's what we will do. We will grow up, we will have children, and we'll marry the rich prince, and we live happily ever after. So I would say that's like our first encounter as kids, is we see those movies and read these books, and I would say that's my first experience and learning about money, right?
Yes. Such a common experience, right? As women, that we're told that, yeah, we can just wait for someone else to provide everything that we need financially. So true. So have you noticed that out of that kind of outlook on life, that there were limiting beliefs that came from that, or even maybe in other experiences that you've had that have been sources of kind of blocks for you to achieve your financial success?
Yeah, definitely, because once you believe that you are not in charge, you think that it's someone else's responsibility, you live your life like that, right? You're passive you're not actively taking charge of that too and provide to yourself. You think, okay, I can just rely on the man in my life. And that's, I think it's like really limiting beliefs, because it's like bind you. It's like, it doesn't let you build your own independence, right? Independency. You don't want to be in a relationship, God forbid, that you just lean on someone and not know, and like, God forbid, stay in the relationship to provide you, rather than be part of it and provide to yourself too. So I would say it's really affect people's life.
Yes, and it is unfortunately, many women do find themselves in that situation, where they are living, where they feel that they can't leave that particular relationship because of the financial dependence. But fortunately, I've also heard so many amazing, powerful stories of women who get out of those kinds of situations. And the key comes from really understanding and knowing their worth, their value, that they deserve more than that. And so you can continue to love someone and pray for them from a distance, but it doesn't mean that that prevents you from carrying on with what you need to do with your life purpose and your journey. So I do hope that if there are any viewers that are finding themselves in that situation, please know that it is something that takes courage to be able to shift and change, and it takes time, but that there is much support to do that. So Naomi, what are some brave action steps then that you feel we as female entrepreneurs can take in our relationship to money to kind of move out of that mindset of waiting for a Prince Charming to come to save us? What are some, even one or two or three different kind of brave action steps that you have taken to do that?
So for me, I would say being authentic and like really listen to your deeper self, and like find this alignment within you, and what is it that you really wish to provide in this world? Like, what is your mission? And I think when you have this alignment, this congruency, you can finally get out of numbness into fulfillment. And doing this process, it's easier for you to provide, to earn the money. It's like products of that. And I would say also to understand that money is a mean and it's not the end. Okay, so the mean, it allows you to give even more. And I think that's hard for people to understand sometimes, because they think money is not spiritual, and it's something greedy, and it just because someone maybe in your past was like, let's say, rich and not kind, for example, then you generalize and you think that that means that, so that richness means being mean, or richness means that you're not healthy but you're rich. Like you cannot have both, or all those things. So I think when you focus on what is it that you really want to give to this world, then you feel great about it, because you are like about giving, about doing your mission. And giving means money too, because people needs, like I give class in Africa, for example, right? So they need computer, for example, right? Like to speak with me. So money is just a mean for you to give even more.
Yes, that's where, when you get to that level, that's when having wealth is really exciting for women, because women are such natural givers. But to be able to get to that point, I really like what you're saying here about the brave action steps it takes to get to that place, right? So part of it comes from being able to get out of that place of feeling numb. You mentioned that's a very powerful word. That is, and that really accurately describes how women can feel sometimes in the relationship to money, is they're just so done with the pain and the suffering, the emotional suffering that comes from it, that it leads to that numb feeling. But what you're saying here is at least what I heard you kind of say, which I agree with wholeheartedly, that when you really find what your why is, your purpose for waking up every day and really fulfilling your financial potential, that compelling why is what helps you to get out of that place of feeling numb. that really is something so important to do, to really get clear on why it's so important for you to have that money. And what are you going to do to put those dollars to work for you? What's your plan for that money, right? Because as you said, it's just a tool. Money is just a tool. It's not the end focus. It's the tool that helps you to accomplish that end that you're after. So what would you say then, Naomi, what is an empowering belief around money? Like, what would you say that you personally find is just such an empowering way to look at money that's really helped you in your business and in your life?
So for me, of course, as I said before, like I had to feel that I can give more with that, because like I'm obsessed about giving to humanity and like helping others from the time I was a little child. So I had to connect it together. If I wouldn't, then I would not have the motivation to have more. So I know that like when you do, and I study MBA and the alternative, and I know that like when you do the SMART goals and all the things, you need to have like, it's also something for yourself. So the something for myself is the ability to give more. So that's like my drive. And I would say like, think about what is important for you. Know like, what is your most important value, and try to link this value with money. So that will allow you to live in congruent with that, not feeling that it's in contrast. Because if you say, okay, I'm gonna do something that is very important for me and I need money for that, instead of, and is a good word, and I need money for that and it's great, rather than most what they would say, I want to do something, and like pay attention to the links you do in your mind, and start to really think, okay, if my most important value, let's say, is serve God, how money allows me to do that. So I always like to connect it with something that is valuable for you, and pay attention to the wording, not like look at that as a contrast, but as a congruency. It's something congruent.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes. I love this. I love this. Is so important. I think you're absolutely right that a lot of times when we lose our way in our relationship to money, when when our financial life can end up in mess or ruin or cause a lot of emotional pain, it's because we're not living in alignment with our truth. We're maybe following what everyone else says that we need to be doing. And we're so busy trying to make everyone else happy and please everyone else, we lose touch with our own feminine intuition. We lose touch with that quiet truth within us. That is, if we live in alignment with that truth, suddenly things become easy. Suddenly money starts to flow in easy, right? Because if you are following your true purpose and your mission, then it's kind of like the universe supports you. Resources show up in ways that you've never expected, simply because you are being true to who you're called to be in this world. And it becomes as simple as that. And one of those resources is money. So I love that. I love that. Mm-hmm. So Naomi, what are some of the lessons that you've learned being in business as an entrepreneur that you find are really helpful in your relationship to money, in creating a healthy relationship to money?
Yeah, so that's why I like the combination of once like MBA with the alternative. Like it's like to make the money spiritual, right? Like to make the material spiritual. In fact, I think that when God created us, he wanted us to change everything material to spiritual, right? So like if we look at the tree, for example, and we appreciate it and we gratitude to God, then we made it spiritual. So in my business, if my journey, right, is to fulfillment, and I know that it's within me. So what does it mean, fulfillment? Fulfillment, it means that for me, it's like I inspire as many people as I can to achieve their goals, so they fulfill their potential and they do their mission in their life. Because the day God created you, it's the day He decided that the world cannot exist without you, right? So for me, and he created us, he put our soul and spirit in our body. If it was not also the body, the physical, then it would just leave us as soul. So it's energy, everything is energy. So money is just part of it. It's just like the body. Take it like the body, but what it spiritually allow you to do. And so I think the combination of both spirit, mind, and body, like I think that's what helped like my client in their breakthrough, because they must have, again, the wholeness, right? The congruency. Otherwise, you live always in a constant conflict. So at the same time, knowing the internal conflict that you have, sometimes they can serve you in the sense that you don't like use it for bad. You don't like look down at people. You don't, you notice, think at you, and you learn from, like, you see something at other people that you don't like. So you have to learn from that and say, wait a minute, this guy is like putting other people down just because he's so, let's say, you know, he did it so well, or he's so, you know, he made so much money. I'm on the other end, I'm doing amazing thing with the money. So I think all this awareness and how you have self-talk that take you to the direction of your mission. And then everything is like work out, the universe collaborate.
Yes, yes. You know, and I would encourage you as a viewer to, because this interview is offered as a replay, I would really encourage you to rewind and re-listen to exactly what Naomi just said, and to sit with that in stillness and to really take in what she said there, because these words are really powerful that you just shared, Naomi, and it takes time sometimes for these very powerful, rich words to sink into our own spirit, in our own soul, to really understand the power of it, to grow our money wings. Because one of the things you said is that if God made you, it's because you're needed here. You wouldn't be here if you weren't needed here. That's a powerful statement there. I don't think many people really stop to consider that. So many women don't really understand how important they are and how much they matter. And once they do, then their finances start to reflect that. So I really love what you shared there, Naomi. And so what would you say, Naomi, is something that you've learned that is true about money that you wish you would have known growing up? Like if someone could have whispered that in your ear, like way back, it would have been just so wonderful. What would that be?
So I would probably want to know that, you know, the message is that I can have pretty much everything I want if it's important enough for me. I would think that's a strong, good message for anyone. You know, because it also cost us in our life, right? Like my first relationship, which I divorced my ex-husband, I definitely carried this limiting belief with me. And I was really found myself after in debt because I didn't have any charge. You know, I worked so hard, but I didn't have any charge of the finance, the money. I was like living in my Cinderella story, right? So I would say, like, for the parents to know that it's up to you. What is it the most important for you? And there's always enough resources for you. And you'll always find a way if it's something that is very important for you. And that money is just allow you to give more. That's it, period. So that's the message I would really want as a child.
Yes, that the knowing that our true power lies in the choices that we make, right? That really, that's what can quote unquote save us is simply being able to make these choices that are in alignment with what we are to be accomplishing in the world. And so there's, you know, this dance, right? Would you say it's kind of like this dance of the inner work that we need to do, as well as the outer practical pieces of our financial life that we also need to be managing. And so it's this kind of back and forth. I call it a dance. I also call it, you know, the two sides of the coin, right? So that inner and outer work. And I feel like you've just shared so many wonderful tips here about what we can do in the inner work in order for our outer work to reflect that freedom that we have to really achieve our financial potential. So thank you for that, Naomi. So are there anything else that you would like to share before we wrap up that we haven't already touched upon today?
So I would say live in the end of mind of what is it that the money symbolizes for you, because for some people it symbolizes different things, right? So if it symbolizes for you that you can travel, if it symbolizes for you that it gives you freedom, if it symbolizes for you that you can donate more, whatever it symbolizes for you, have it first in the vibration, the end of mind of you already doing the traveling, of you already manifest the thing that it allows you to do. And then if you live like that and you give more and more value to people, it will come naturally. I think that what happens, people are trapped in the obsession to make money because they believe I'll make money and then it will bring me happiness. And then I'll be able to travel. And then they always live in the and then, and they never arrived, right? And it's okay to never arrive because you always want to push yourself out of your comfort zone and reach to the sky, right? Because you're supposed to utilize your potential and find your inner spark and light the world with that. But you must, and you must have a picture in your mind of what is it that you're already doing. Like imagine that you're already having it and allow yourself, put it in your calendar, the traveling, and somehow it will work out. Just like you knew, like for me, like I knew that I want to have children, right? That I want to get married and have children. Despite all my fears, despite all my limited beliefs about like pregnancy, how scary it is and give birth, I just did it because, you know, even if I had anxiety, even if I had fear, because I knew it's a must for me. So the same thing is the relationship you have with money is you have to know, okay, this mission that I'm on is so important for me that I don't let anything stops me. So that's my message to everybody.
I love this. I love this. And you know what? Isn't it so true that when you can visualize what you want, when you can visualize that desire, you can taste it, touch it, smell it, feel it. It's real already here. It's already real here. All then it's a matter of is executing it on the outside. So, and then doing all the things, because I think, I mean, you hit upon something else that's so true, Naomi, and so important when we're talking about a relationship to money. And that is, if you're constantly trying to pursue the money for the happiness, you'll be on an endless journey because that's never where it's going to be. It's the inner work that we do. It's the personal growth and development that we do in our own lives that ends up creating that attraction and magnetizes money to us. So it's actually inside out, isn't it? So I love that. I love that. Well, Naomi, I know we're wrapping up on our time here today, but I would love for viewers to be able to, I shared so much about what you do at the beginning of the show. How can viewers learn more about what you do and connect with you, maybe online or via email? Can you please share?
Yeah, I'd love to share. And I want to say that I like how you mentioned it's like a dance, because truly, that's like our circumstances in many cases, in most of the cases, in 90% of that is reflection of who we are inside, internally, and our beliefs. So I'm glad I like the word dance and the flip of the coins. I like these metaphors. And so the business name is Neuro, like for the mind, right? The nerve system, the Neuro, because you want it in all your oxygen in the blood to live, right? The abundance and success, the word success. And then ology, like psychology, then there is neuro, successology. So they can look at that on website, and they also can visit my Facebook, and the Facebook is Naomi Bareket. I'll give you also my phone number. If you have any further question, that's fine. If I don't answer, someone else will, or you can leave a message. It's 443-248-0014. And I would like if they go into the NeuroSUCCESSology Facebook, they would see that there is a free kind of a success sheet for them to already to notice their self-talk and break through this pattern to help them reach their abundance. So it's free there, so they can access that too.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's great. That is really, really great. And also, Naomi, I had mentioned earlier that you also help train people to become certified NLP practitioners, that you're certified to do that?
Yes, so I certify to also for NLP practitioner and also for NLP master. Master is if you're more interested to work with corporation and things like that. Practitioner is more if you want to help on one-on-one. And so I love doing it because this is a deep breakthrough. So it's like you get double because you get the learning and the breakthrough. At the same time, you get certified, which is like allow you to make more money by giving service to people. You're helping them and you even get paid for that. Imagine that.
Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. So, I mean, I encourage you, if you are watching this and you're, feeling a little unsatisfied with your 9-to-5 job, and you're starting to think of maybe different opportunities to start monetizing your gifts and talents so that you can really step into being a successful, thriving female entrepreneur, I highly recommend this as one opportunity. There's many out there, but certainly this is one really powerful opportunity that you can step into. And also, Naomi, there's your book. Would you like to say a little bit more about your book that you wrote?
Yeah, so the Deep Sea, it allows you, and they can find it in Amazon. It allows you to really like kind of look internally and find your amazing you, like your ultimate mission. It helps you to find your soul, like to connect your soul and like really see what is your purpose, what is this thing that you came here for. And it also gives you this amazing strength and energy and empowers to change your thought, because we are like the manifestation we have in our life, it comes from, it's a manifestation of our thought. So it helps you to really empower you and reclaim your amazing light and inner spark and shine the world with that. So I really, and it's so affordable. I like to do affordable things so people can, so they don't have any excuses why they cannot learn and like break through and do what they came here to do in this world. So that's one way to get it for really like $15, is it, or 20? I don't, it's in Amazon and Barnes and Noble. So I encourage you to do whatever it needs as long as you do your mission, because you don't want to wait for your death and say, oh, I should have done much more.
Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. And you're right. Removing all the excuses of why we don't invest in ourselves, even at just a very low level, from free, as you said, your free offer on Facebook, to a book, and then beyond. So yes. So, and I also find too, that this resource, your book, is a valuable resource, especially for overachievers. Some of us as women, we like go, 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 do, strive, 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 but we forget that inner piece that we really need to also, again, it's that dance. We have to stop, pause, take that reflection, retreat time to regroup and really make sure that we're on the right path, that we're on our path and not the path that someone else expects of us to be on. Sometimes it's hard. So I would say this is courageous. When you start looking into your soul, that's courageous work right there. So, so again, thank you, Naomi, for being here today and for sharing all your wonderful resources with our viewers today. So I wish all of you a wonderful, wonderful day. And again, thank you, Naomi.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure. And I liked how you summed it up with the path. We want to be on our path and not other people's path.